Welcome back, everybody. Today we got a little fun to do. Took my car to Houston after the hurricane. I had a few issues with fueling. It's been giving me problems here and there. Never really took the time to try to fix it. Today we're going to do one step in trying to fix it, because I have an idea of two things it can be. It could be the fuel pump I put in this car almost a year ago. It was back in October last year. Or it could be a fuel pump relay. I'm starting with the fuel pump because I know it has a warranty on it. And if I put a brand new fuel pump in and it still does the same thing, I know I need to go to the relay. So the process of taking these fuel pumps out of these cars is a little bit fun, but it's not too bad. Take me about maybe an hour to do it. We got to pull this back seat out. Back seat comes out. This piece comes out. That piece comes out. And then there's going to be a little circle thing right there behind that center console piece that comes off, and then we have access to the fuel pump. We're going to start there. I will show you all the process and show you what it looked like after we get the seats out, and I'll show you what the fuel pump looks like and everything. Maybe they'll show signs of something on the fuel pump that could be causing the problem, like maybe a clogged filter. Don't know until we get in, but I'll be showing y'all the process like I always do, and we'll go from there. Alright, for starters, there's little tabs on the bottom part of the seat. You got to pull and then lift on the seat. Once you get those pulled, the bottom part of the seat will come out. And I can do this on camera. Sometimes they will grab, but you see that little booger right there? Sometimes they grab. Now we're going to see if it didn't hold. So I just pulled up, the seat came out. Yes, there's gonna be a lot of trash because I got kids. Like I said, I got kids. There's trash, coins underneath this seat. Now the next process, yes, I do need to clean out of my seat. We gotta pull these seat belts loose. There's one right there, if it'll focus. There it goes. And there's this seat belt buckle here, seat belt buckle here, and this one over here. Once we get them out of the way, and there should be tabs holding the bottom piece of the seat on. Once we get them loose, the seat will come out. I'll show you all the process of pulling that out. Alright, we got the back half of the seat out. I'll show. Right there's the back half of the seat. Now on these seats here, if you look right here in the corners, there's a little tab. Here in the center, there's a little tab. And another little tab right there. And the same thing on the other side. Those things there, what the heck is this? Those things there, oh, a little pop socket. Those things there bolts the seat to the car itself. You have a bolt in every one of those tabs holding the back half of the seat. Now the top part of the seat has little hooks that actually hold themselves to the top part of the seat. And that's what the back of the car looks like. Now you're sitting there thinking to yourself, now David, you said there's going to be a little circle in the center. There is. Let's see if we can get in here. I'm going to make the camera back up a little bit. I'm going to sit here. This here comes up. We're going to lift that. There's the top half of my coilovers. And lift that up right there. And then there's your circle. Pull this off. And there's your fuel pump access. Now, before you can start pulling that off, you got to go in the trunk. Ugh. You got to go in the trunk. And you look up here. There is your fuel pump plug, just like that. You pull this off of that, and then it's loose. Now when you pull your cover, that wire should come out with the rest of the fuel pump. So I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling the fuel pump out. Hopefully the gas is down low enough. It should be, so the fuel don't come out that hole. And I'll show you what the fuel pump looks like when it's out the tank, and we'll inspect it and see if there's any signs of the fuel pump being clogged. So, see y'all in a bit. Alright, now you got a fuel line. Once you pull the cover off, you got these 8mm bolts go all the way around. You got to remove them. You got this fuel line right here. That'll go all the way up to here. You got 2 clamps that'll be right there. You undo the clamps. Careful, depending if you've driven the vehicle or not. If the fuel pump somewhat works, you will have fuel pressure in it. If it's been sitting overnight, you shouldn't have no fuel pressure. You undo the clamps, drop one down here. It won't go very far. You undo this one, pull it up. You slide the fuel line down to the pump, and then you take the other clamp, like I did here, and you clamp the line to the actual fuel pump side. Next, you got 3 10mm bolts, which we're gonna undo. Not very hard at all. I wish I had a tripod or something I could use to hold my camera, because this is going to be a two-handed job. Or had a GoPro. I don't have one yet. It is something on the list of getting, but right now I don't have one. You take a pail, you stick it right here, because you don't want to get fuel all over the place, especially with me having almost a full tank of gas in there. You slide it in, and you should be able to finesse it out of there, and just like so. Now you need to be careful, because you do have fuel or power lines, and there's your fuel pump. Yes, I changed this pump back in October of last year. The sock does show a little bit of signs of trash in it, but other than that, it's still pretty much clean. I've done this fuel pump before. We got some broke wires right here. That ain't good. I might have to do a little research on this. Whoa. If I can hold on to things without everything wanting to fall on me, it'd be great. It's the bad part, having to do this one-handed here. Trying to look at it, see if this is showing any bare wires. I think it's just an insulator. Yeah, it is. Okay, it's just an insulator. Some type of plastic insulator. It's on this. It's really old. Showing signs of wear. We'll clean it up some, and we'll get this fuel pump off and go down to the parts store and see and get this new one, because we're going to replace it because it's still under warranty, and I'll get back with y'all on that. Alright, we're back. We got the new fuel pump. New fuel pump. Problem is, I had to reuse the old sock because they didn't have one, even though it was still covered under warranty. I can't wait until tomorrow because I got work. Is the old wires and plug. I'm not reusing those. It came with new wires and plugs, these, which I am reusing. I'm gonna use a proper butt connector with a solder thing in it for the connections here and here. And we're gonna get back together, and I'll get back with show y'all what it looks like when I'm done. Alright, all said and done. I put the new butt connectors on there. This has lead for solder, and yeah, I soldered those together very well. It's all dry and hard now. New fuel pump installed. It's sitting inside this little slot. It will not move or come out of there. It's ready to go back in the car. Now, I noticed, I wish I could have showed y'all, but I noticed where this sock goes in, the whole design was different on this pump. that was bigger. The entrance for the fuel to go in was bigger on this pump than it was the old pump. Don't think that makes a difference, but I thought it was pretty neat. So we'll get this thing put in, and we'll see what it does when we're all said and done. So y'all hang in there. Alright, fuel pump's back in the vehicle. I did not reuse the OE clamps. I decided to go with those. This is the OE clamps. I'm not a big fan of these because these have a tendency to lose their spring tension on them, and I can move it with my fingers. These here are a little better because you can get a lot more clamping power on it, and it should hold a lot stronger. So, but we got it all back in. Now we're going to put the cover on and put the back seats back in, and next clip should be me starting the car. So y'all hang in there. We're going to get this done, and we'll see how much better the car runs. Hopefully this fixes the problem. If not, we got to go with the relay next. Not looking forward to that because the relay is a $100 part. Means I'm gonna have to wait. Money is a little of an issue with me because I live almost paycheck to paycheck. I try to do what I can with what I have, but you know, you do what you can do. But we're gonna get this fuel pump back together. Luckily this was under warranty. It's a good place to start. Put a new pump in there, cover it under warranty, and see if it fixes the problem. If it doesn't fix the problem, we know what the next problem is. So we're gonna go from there, and we'll see y'all in a bit. All right, fire and hole. I know I said put the back seats back in. No, smarter thing to do is to once you get the pump put back in, it's all covered up, and bolts are put back on the gas tank to where it's covered and it's not leaking fuel vapor. Get in the car and try to start it and see if it runs right. If it runs and starts and does good, then you put your back seats in, because you never know if you might have to get back into that gas tank. Fire and hole. You're gonna have to cycle it a few times. The pump on these cars are weird. The way it's set up, it don't start pumping fuel until the motor's turning over. I know, I've checked it with a voltmeter, and it doesn't get power unless the motor's rotating. See? Just turn the motor 2-3 times. Usually it'll fire it up if it's working right. Doing good so far. What I'm looking for is all the craziness it was doing before. Like it's surging, going up and down and everything like that. Sounding like it's trying to misfire. So far so good, but I'll have to run it for a few days to see if what it does, and we'll go from there. Now it's time to put the back seats back in. Alright, drove the vehicle. Had to go to a friend's house because I had a bolt that stripped on me trying to put one of my seat belts in. So I had to see if he had a tap and die so we can fix the threads on it, but he didn't. But he had a bolt I can use. That was pretty cool, Jordan. It's nice having good friends around that can help you with things like that. But the seats all back in, seat belts are where it's supposed to be, everything's good to go. It runs good. Still feels like it has a little hiccup to it, but I don't know if maybe the computer needs to readjust itself or something. I'm gonna drive it for a while. If it starts doing the same thing, I know I gotta replace the relay. But as of right now, it seems to drive pretty good, and it feels a little stronger. So maybe I lucked out and it's the pump. It was just getting weak. I don't understand this car, about every year and a half, I got to replace the fuel pump on this car. But the sad thing is, if the fuel pump was bad, this pump didn't even last a year. I had the one before these 2 pumps that I had one of those performance pumps, and it was putting 340 liters per hour. It lasted me just over a year and it went out. Now, a good friend of mine that ran his own performance shop said, performance pumps, rule of thumb with those is if you buy one, you might as well buy 2, because it's not going to last long. But we'll go from there, see how the car runs. Hope y'all have a good day. If you like what you see, subscribe, like my videos, and have a blessed day.